match. This is Smile versus Jonas with friends. Smile actually losing the first game for not showing up during the call time in the first 15 minutes of tonight's cast, of tonight's basically call time. It's just 10 p.m. and that means that JWF will be playing with a one-game advantage. Alright, so we're now waiting for Dimitrov to come online, but he won't be able to do so because, oh, okay, wait, there we go. So, excuse me, I'm still sick actually. And there go, he's able to connect and we'll be starting the game in 1 second. And there we go, into the banning phase. Okay, so a lot of speculations have been going on from our side, the staff, and a lot of players in Reddit and basically everyone in general. Okay, because the problem with there's a bit of a problem with the new patch. Okay, and what problem might that be, you might ask? Okay, so the problem is that for some reason the newly introduced mechanic, which is called the players fondly call the comeback gold, and the comeback gold basically is sort of, when it was first released, it gave a rather disproportionate amount of gold for killing somebody with a streak, and we actually end up having bounty gold. When you kill a hero, that's a bounty gold. You end up killing a hero with a streak and getting a bounty gold of almost around 5,000 gold, and that is almost tier. You can actually buy a tier 2 item with that, maybe a Yule Scepter or something. But nevertheless, that's a huge amount of money. Okay, if you're a carry, that's immediately a Crystallis for you, or a Maelstrom, or perhaps an Hyperstone, or maybe you're closer to a backing bar. So those things, a patch was actually rolled out in order to fix that. So hopefully, the comeback gold doesn't necessarily give you too much gold for bounty, but it still has a big effect on the meta in the sense that it actually shortens the early game significantly. Right, and I don't know if the proper phrase would be, if the proper statement would be to say that it shortens the early game, but rather you see a rather fast transition to the end game phases, rather than enjoying a 15-minute ganking phase before you actually transition to the mid game. So those things are indirect effects of the new patch. Okay, so moving on to the banning phase. The banning phase discussion, rather. Sorry, I'm still quite sick. And yeah, so we have standard bans coming in from Dire. We have Doombringer banned by Jonas with friends. Obviously, it goes without saying that Doombringer is a hero that you would like to ban. Although he was actually nerfed in the current patch, I believe. For you to be able to silence items, you need to have the Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Okay, so let me just check the rekindling patch. Patch update. Let's see. Okay, so I'm checking the patch right now. Just give me a moment. Okay, so no, it's not items. It's the passives that Aghanim Scepter is required for. Okay, so we have other bans coming in from JWF. We have Razor and Chronos, and sorry, not Chronosphere, but Faces Void as a second and third ban for them, and it's quite odd to ban a Razor early during the picking phase, unless you have a lineup that is disadvantageous to have a Razor on the opponent's side, which actually makes sense since the second pick from Jonas with Friends was actually Legion Commander. And Legion Commander's passive is actually quite useless if you have Razor, the other team, sucking the attack damage from you. Alright? Okay, so the fourth ban is Tinker. And generally, Tinker is a very annoying hero. So for how about for Smile, we see a Death Prophet, pretty standard ban. This is again to counter most Death Ball pushes. But Death Ball lineups haven't been favored as much in the recent patch, in the Rekindling Update patch, because as I said, the gold comes easier now. Okay, you get more gold easier, just like that. And since the gold is not really not as scarce, death ball lineups which thrive on taking down towers for the gold bounty falls out of favor, and you end up focusing more on the carries because hey, you get easier gold nowadays, so why not focus on the cores? And we end up having these games where you have a 4 protect 1 lineup. Again, so Death Prophet, yes, it's still a good, she's still a good hero. Nerfed directly with that increased cooldown on her exorcism spirits, and then nerfed indirectly because of the lowered tower bounty. So a lot of things going on in this patch. Tidehunter banned, of course, that goes without saying. Tidehunter is somebody that you wanna, just wanna get rid of. You don't wanna go against. Skyath Mage as a ban, I believe they don't want to go. They don't want Legion Commander taking down heroes immediately with his ultimate, the duel. If you're not familiar, the duel actually locks the enemy down into a forced attack state. So whenever Legion Commander attacks an enemy, Legion Commander uses ultimate to lock down an enemy, that enemy is forced to attack Legion Commander for the duration of the duel, and that enemy, that target, will not be able to cast any spells, will not be able to do anything for that duration, right? So for that duration, if you have Skyath Mage throwing in the Mystic Flare, which deals a ridiculous amount of damage, you end up Legion Commander getting more out of his ultimate than he usually does. Okay, so good ban there. Lion is still also a good ban because the burst damage from his ultimate is just absolutely annoying. And Lion has like a couple of disables. He has the Voodoo and the Impale. So one AoE disable and one single target. And those basically makes him a very, very useful support to Legion Commander. Of course, I'm just thinking this around the idea that Legion Commander might actually be the core for Jonas with friends instead of Viper. Viper, yeah, it's a lane winner, but not necessarily a game winner. So maybe to win the early game phase of this match, we have Jonas with friends goes for the Viper. Meanwhile, for Smile, we have Shadow Shaman Center War Runner, Shadow Shaman, excuse me, probably for the pushes, and for the disables, and then you have Center War Runner here, probably going for the off lane, and has a very useful ultimate. And Center War Runner is one of those heroes that's very chunky, very good initiate, and his ultimate goes both ways. It could be used both defensively and offensively. Okay, so if you have a hero like Center War Runner on your side, initiates, especially those that come from smokes or come from fogs, it's quite easy. Actually, any kind of initiate is a lot easier because of Center War Runner, right? So if he pops his ultimate, and if he has a Blink Dagger, Cat goes into the team fight, and just, sorry about that sound. I think my housemate is wrestling with somebody. Anyway, so excuse me for that. Should I keep coughing? I'm so sorry. So Jonas' friend down to the last pick, and they pick Brewmaster. This is going to be. Let me try to figure it out. Probably a Legion Commander safe lane with Jacker and Vengeful Spirit, Brewmaster the mid lane, Viper off lane. A bit unorthodox, but it might work. Meanwhile, for Smile, we have Shadow Shaman Center War Runner. Probably, okay, Shadow Shaman going with Ancient Apparition and Wraith King at the bottom lane, maybe, and Temper Assassin at the middle lane, Center War Runner going for the off lane. So, for Jonas with friends, it's quite easy to figure out what they want to do here. So they want to go with a Viper off lane, just for the early game kills. And Brewmaster, a very strong hero from early game to end game. So, and a very, very strong mid laner on that. I don't know if they're countering anyone exactly, but JWF's lineup is pretty well rounded. Meanwhile, for Smile, you have Dimitrov at the middle lane, and Temper Assassin can actually has an early game advantage over the Brewmaster. To be honest, she's ranged, she has refract, and Brewmaster doesn't even have any DPS, so it's gonna go well for her. And I think their lineup is that they want to go with a Center War Runner ultimate, go in with a Blink Stun, follow up with a Wraith King, Wraithfire Blast, and Ancient Apparition ulti. Just burst everybody down, and just have the Temper Assassin and the Wraith King pummel everybody else during that duration. Okay, so Ice-Key actually getting caught here by the Skeleton King, by the Raid King rather, and the Shackles coming in from Shadow Shaman and the auto attacks for teammates. And there you go, the first blood goes to Smile actually at the 22nd mark. And they were able to get the Legion Commander early on during the game. Okay, so wonderful, wonderful game early strategy there. Going in the smoke, they knew that somebody would be positioned there, waiting for the runes, because you know it's worth it to wait for the runes now in both sides, because you always have runes spawning on each side of the river. So they knew that somebody would be waiting, whether it's going to be the top rune or the bottom rune. So they just went for it. Saw that particular saw Legion Commander waiting for the just in position for the rune, and they took him for the first blood. Okay, so into the introductions, we have for Team Smile, the team who have received the first blood in this game. We have Hecate playing Ancient Apparition, Dimitrov playing Templar Assassin, leg spreading, playing Shadow Shaman, Zero playing Centaur Warrior, and Heartache playing the Wraith King. Meanwhile, for JWF, we have Jack Hero played by the Giver, Scrub Dota playing Viper, and as far as I recall, as far as I remember, Scrub Dota is JWF's very scary invoker, right? So Xfinity playing Vengeful Spirit, Ikeski playing Legion Commander, the hero who got first blooded, who got killed in the first blood, and one down playing as Brewmaster. Okay, so I'm not quite familiar with the new with navigating the stats and everything, because usually Coach does that, so I'm gonna try my best to please everybody on the stream. Okay, so for the top lane we have Legion Commander Jack here on the Vengeful Spirit. Okay, this is way off from no, this is actually similar to what I expected, except that we have Viper at the middle lane instead of the Pandaren, and the Brewmaster in the bottom lane instead of the Viper. Okay, can you okay, give me a few seconds. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to close the door because we got some noises coming in. Anyway, so we have Semprasat Dimitrov waiting for the rune spot here for the 2-minute rune, but he doesn't have any support, and Vengeful Spirit is right there to support to block him, to deny him of that privilege of getting a rune. And well, the bottle is left empty, and the courier has to walk back with that with that empty bottle, and you know, with a reduced movement speed. So excuse me, just for you guys who aren't that aware of what the implications of the runes are on both sides of the river, this means that the usual you don't really you can, how can I say this, you can actually wait for either side of the river early on, like 10 seconds early for the runes, because you are now sure that a rune will spawn there no matter what. Okay, so the best way to go around managing the runes is to just have supports for you waiting for the runes at that early in the game. I believe this is meant to encourage team fights, you know, contesting the runes. Also, to provide an additional means for supports to gain some experience and gold. You know, because when you're a support in your roam, which is actually your job, you have more chances of crossing the rivers, the rune areas, than anyone else in the map. So you know, if you come across a bounty rune, that's something that would actually have big implications for you, because when you're a support, you rarely get that enough gold and experience to get the levels up. And sadly, most supports are quite level dependent. Like heroes like Shadow Shaman need to get to level 6 as early on, but at the same time they have to manage it properly, because Shadow Shaman is simply you know, it's also support. So you want to get ultimate at the same time, you want to be able to fully utilize him. So you know, each hero is played differently, so it's a matter of managing how exactly you rotate. Anyway, I dwell so much on the patch. Moving on to the middle lane, Viper's DPS is actually proving quite a lot to handle for the Semper Assassin. I mean, sure, you have refract, but remember that refract only blocks any kind of damage source. Okay, so if you have Viper here with the DPS from the poison attack whittling away at your refract, you lose so much potential to go for a money shot because the damage, sorry, the defensive capabilities of your refract is just automatically negated by the DPS, and you're left with nothing but the damage, which is something that isn't exactly what you can, as the assassin, you can boast, right? If you can survive long enough to land those hits in, to land that damage in. Okay, so the middle lane you see Dimitrov getting picked upon by the Vengeful Spirit, and wonderful. Did you see that? That was actually a magic missile. That was a magic missile disjoint via a meld. So it's a wonderful play from Dimitrov right there, and Vengeful Spirit completely caught off guard. That's something that she did not expect, because normally when you see a hero, when you see anybody get in range of that magic missile, they are dead. Okay, so Hecate here and the leg spreading, now moving toward the middle lane, and Viper is caught off guard. Ancient Apparition throws in his cold feet, and they get the kill on the Viper here. Dimitrov is in danger of dying. Can he pop the refract? No. Excuse me, he might die to the liquid fire. But no, he has enough HP to survive that. And we actually see the Shadow Shaman auto-attacking a creep there, but no matter, they were able to get the kill on the Viper thanks to the cold feet from the Ancient Apparition. So wonderful play there. Temper Assassin now moving up towards the top lane, waiting for the 6-minute rune, getting Ice Path by the Jackal. The rune is very well contested, but Temper Assassin gets the invisibility rune, has the refract, goes for a Meld Strike on the Viper, and now she is in danger of dying to the Viper. Thankfully, that was an Invi rune, and she will live. Okay, she still has the refract, a lot of bottle charges going her way, and she will be asking the courier to take the bottle back home and recharge it for sustenance in the middle lane. Okay, now Hecate is actually in danger from the poison attack, but now the Viper has to have his ultimate, and Hecate will be able to walk away. Even then, he has his cold feet to slow down the Viper if cold feet, and I believe no, not cold feet. Ice Vortex, sorry. Ice Vortex slow down the progression and the aggression from the Viper should the Viper had continue to attack. So now this Brewmaster checking the bottom room just in case. Hey, maybe the Radiant team wasn't able to get that rune, so no runes there for you, Brewmaster. It's stuck at level 5. If you look at the last hits, Legion Commander and Viper leading with 38 and 31 respectively. Meanwhile, Templar Assassin, as much as she is doing well surviving the middle lane, she is sitting at the 5th place, left behind by the Wraith King and the Centaur Warrunner in the last hits department. Okay, so Centaur Warrunner actually getting caught right here by the Vengeful Spirit and the Ice Path coming in from the Viper. Centaur Warrunner did pop his ultimate, was able to get into the position, but not able to walk away from all the slows coming in and the DPS from the Jack Hero and the Viper. So, excuse me, a potential gang gone wrong there for Team Smile. Okay, so Dimitrov going in for Scrub Dota, but Scrub Dota is just it's just too tough with that corrosive skin. Just chewing away with the refract of Templar Assassin. Ice Path coming in, long range coming from the Giver. Viper Strike from Scrub Dota, just winning away from the HP, winning away at the HP of the Templar Assassin. Hecate is out of position. He might actually get stunned here should Vengeful Spirit gain enough mana. But I think the auto attacks coming in from the Viper and the Vengeful Spirit should be enough. Blink Dagger coming in from Ikeski, and there you go. The first bonus damage for the Legion Commander was granted at the 8-minute mark. Okay, the team fight still going on. The Viper was able to take the Shadow Shaman, and Dimitrov was taken down by the Viper. Double kill there from the Viper, popping his net worth, bumping his net worth up to 3,200, and that puts 3 out of 5 heroes in JWF at the top position for the net worth. Okay, if you look at the experience graph, we see an almost zero graph in experience, both in experience and in gold, and this is basically because of the comeback gold. Okay, so what happens is that when you gain a streak, you have to be careful not to give that streak away or that experience away to your enemy, because that's going to even out both the experience and gold advantage. Okay, so that's what the comeback gold is for. Okay, and oh, by the way, just in case you forgot, whenever your first tier tower is getting attacked, don't be or it's about to pop, don't be shy to use the fortification, because whenever a tier 1 tower pops, the fortification cooldown is refreshed. Center Warner popping in the ultimate to save Ancient Apparition Shadow Shaman, getting ganked by 3 heroes. Separate Assassin going in. He wants to pop, he wants to take down this Viper, getting dueled by the Legion Commander, but will he be able to do it? No, the Legion Commander finishes the duel, and Viper actually takes down the Templar Assassin there, but not before the Legion Commander Jack Hero falls. So now it's going to be, it's a 2-for-1 exchange. Brewmaster going in from the back there, find the kill in Shadow Shaman. It's a 2-for-3 so far, and they may actually find a kill in Hecate as well. The Ancient Apparition will fall to the auto attacks, and the Ember Spirit immolation there. So wonderful attempt there from Hecate, trying to gain the attention of the neutral creeps to deny himself and deny JWF the experience. So it was a 3-for-3 exchange. If you look at the fight recap, it seems that JWF actually, whoa, why are you so faulty fight recap? But I think we have it's a relatively even exchange during that last team fight, and no team actually gained that big of an advantage here. If we look at the experience graph, we can see that we're still close to 0, but for the gold advantage, it seems that it's going in the way of JWF. I'm not sure if it's because of the last team fight, perhaps, but I think it has more to do with the current last hits, because 3 out of 5 heroes are now sitting at the top 5 of the last hits department. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so now we see JWF moving towards the top lane. They want to take the top tower. Okay, they want to take the top tower with the Viper. The Viper has the mechans up. Legion Commander has the Blink Dagger, has a lot of which actually is one of the core items you want to get on Legion Commander. You know, the moment Legion Commander gets a Blink Dagger, he gets an Initiate, and you can immediately shut down any heroes from any key hero from the opposing team, and just give your lineup a big advantage during a team fight. Center Warner moving in, he has his ultimate ready. They want to go in on top of the Vengeance Spirit. Vengeance Spirit will fall. Viper Strike coming in, was thrown on the Center Warner. Actually quite a bad choice there. Duel popped on the top of Ancient Apparition. Legion Commander does get the ultimate, does get the duel to proc, and he is now sitting at 20 damage. Pops in, the Overwhelming also give everybody else a movement speed boost, I believe. So Smile at 0 might actually fall to the DPS, and now it's a 3-4-0 exchange, or the Adventure Spirit just spawned so fast. Dimitrov now dying to the DPS and auto attack, swapped by the Adventure Spirit, and he will actually fall. No meld for you because of the sense, and wonderful play coming in from JWF. The smooth execution coming in from them. And this is something that it looks like JWF is just taking the early game convincingly. And in order for Team Smile to come back into the game, gain their composure, they have to be able to shut down the Viper and the Legion Commander during that team fight. And mind you, during that last team fight at the top lane, Brewmaster wasn't even present. He wasn't present the whole time. So it means JWF was just has this commanding lead in which they can engage the enemy, even though they only have 4 teams during a team. 4 team members during a team fight. Okay, Heishun picked up by the Legion Commander, and they are now moving into the bottom lane for a push. Brewmaster has a Blink Dagger as well, and this is actually big. You have the Legion Commander and the Brewmaster on the Blink Dagger, which gives JWF so much advantage. And add on top of that, you have the Vengeful Spirit swap to worry about, and the Ice Path, and the troublesome Ice Path from the Jack Hero. Even no matter how fast the Center Warner ultimate makes Smile, no matter how fast the Center Warner ultimate makes Smile, they won't be able to move if they get caught in the Ice Path, or maybe if they walk over the Macro Pyre. And in fact, if they actually move in, everybody from JWF can just blink in and initiate upon them. Ultimate coming in from 0. They want to get the Vengeful Spirit once more. Easy pickings for them. They do get the Vengeful Spirit, and now the Jack Hero is actually in danger of dying. Does the Center Runner have the blink? No, not yet. Templar Assassin goes in for the trap, slows down the Viper, and just as the Jack Hero, and just melting the armor away, I believe. Enough for a double-edged double-edged damage. I don't know if the Templar Assassin ultimate actually reduces magic armor, but I believe for that case, it's just that Jack Hero's AP was too low that the double edge was enough to take him down. Okay, no fight recap showing up on my screen, or did I just miss it? Anyway, now we see Smile pushing the middle lane. Again, I apologize for my voice. I just came from sickness, and I'm really trying my best to cast. So I hope you guys are still enjoying the stream. You know, still managing to what do you call this? Be patient with my voice, and thank you for your patience. So thank you, really. Okay, so now we see Team JWF denying the Team Smile from the denying Team Smile of that push. They actually TP'd the middle lane, positioned themselves there, and they are now poised to take the RS, I believe. Indeed, they smoke in. They know that the smoke might be up. Are they gonna take the RS? No, they're actually moving in to go for a gank. Okay, the smoke actually gets popped. Wraith King senses that something is up because of the ward revealing the position of JWF the moment they got the smoke was debuffed from them because Wraith King was in the vicinity, and Wraith King was able to respond immediately with a blink out. Okay, so looking at the net worth, let's look at that. For now, we have the Viper sitting at 6,400, a good 500 gold advantage over the highest of Smile, which is the Wraith King sitting at 6,1. And just now closing the gap to 300 because of the Wraith King's Hand of Midas. But the third and fourth positions in the net worth are taken by the Legion Commander, the Brewmaster, the key heroes in JWF. Wraith King goes in with a blink. He's sitting at level 11. The Resurrection will be Resurrection is ready. The Legion Commander was able to take the damage boost, however, because Wraith King actually falls during the duration of the duel. Now 2 heroes are dead for both teams. Dimitrov is in danger of dying, suffering a lot of DPS from the Jack hero. Brewmaster has the Brooding chasing Dimitrov here, has the Meld. The Meld strike wasn't enough. The Immolation won't be able to save her. The Meld won't be able to save her from that Immolation. Zero is the only hero left here, and I think he actually had to buy back with a team fight, so it's a 4 engagement. Wraith King is way out so far from the team fight, so I guess JWF actually lost that team fight. Yeah, indeed. According to the fight recap, gold in both XP and gold, Smile actually won. So wonderful team fight there from Smile. It was actually right to engage on top of JWF, and they expected it the least because they thought the way that JWF positioned themselves, it seemed that they were expecting least, the least amount of resistance from Smile. Little did they know that Smile was actually ready to engage upon them with Ancient Apparition Ultimate, Sensor Ultimate, Wraith King Ultimate Slow, and the Meld Strike from the CA and the Psionic Blaze, which is doing a lot of damage. And now the bottom lane, with the comeback and the immediate response from the last team fight, we have Legion Commander taking down the Wraith King and the Shadow Shaman. So mind you, during that last team fight, Wraith King did have a spree. Excuse me. Did have a spree on him. So, they were able to get more out of that team fight than expected. And Legion Commander is now sitting at 50 damage. That's a lot. To put that into perspective, I believe that Demon Edge gives you 46. So that's an instant Demon Edge on top of Legion Commander, and that's a Demon Edge that doesn't consume anything on his inventory, on his item inventory. Center Warrunner forced to use his ultimate to escape this gank from JWF, and JWF is sitting comfortably at 12-18, 6 skill advantage against Smile. I have to keep saying sorry for the coughs. It's just that it's been a bad week for my voice. Okay, so Center Warner doesn't have his ulti and gets spotted by the Jack hero there. Was able to blink out into safety during that team fight. Now Wraith King is actually in Dave dying. He has the Resurrection, but he is locked into a duel with Legion Commander. Legion Commander's duel ends before Wraith King falls, so no bonus damage there. Viper is in danger of dying. Will he pop his mech? Oh, he was waiting for the Ancient Operation Ultimate to fade away. Center Warner goes into blink, tries to take the Viper down, but not before he falls to the Viper Vengeful Spirit combination. And now Vengeful Spirit is in danger of dying. 3 heroes are now ganging up on her. Hecate survives that ordeal with 19 HP. So now, Smile once again taking an unexpected victory during that last team fight, closing the gap to 4 kills instead of 6. Okay, so now, if you look at the net worth, Pandaren is just sitting at the top. We are still seeing the 3 core heroes from JWF at the top 5 of the net worth, but the biggest difference here is how sustainable these heroes are in the late game. I mean, sure, you have the Brewmaster, you have the Viper, you have the Legion Commander, you have them on the top of the net worth, but following in a close second is you have Wraith King and Temper Assassin, both heroes who actually scale well into the end game. Okay, so Temper Assassin not much, but the Meld Strike, armor reduction, and the Trap armor reduction gives a lot of openings. Okay, they give a lot of opening for Wraith King to get those auto attacks in and give them basically a bigger advantage. All right, so okay, yeah. So if you look at the hero levels, I was actually half expecting this. As in looking at if you look at it now, Shadow Shaman is sitting at the bottom, and this is actually expected. This is quite a trend in our series where you see the Shadow Shaman, just barely hanging on to high levels. They tend to have this so low levels during these matches because of the utility / push dilemma. Okay, you want to get Shadow Shaman up and running to level 6, but Shadow Shaman has to fulfill his duty as a utility hero first, as a support first. Center Runner pops his ultimate in the middle lane, takes a Vengeful Spirit immediately with a double edge Temper Assassin Meld Strike. Shadow Shaman now falling to the macro part and just auto attacks. And now it's a 1-for-1 exchange, both supports going down, and now Pandaren joining in the fun, killing the Ancient Apparition Jet. Last team fight, Viper is in danger of dying. Meld Strike coming in from the auto attacks coming in from Dimitrov are just not enough. And now Dimitrov is in danger of dying. Now all 5 heroes from Smile fall to the Brewlings, the Legion Commander, and the Liquid Fire from the Jack hero. And the Ice Path is just absolutely annoying. It's a team fight there. We can see that gold-wise, we Smile actually lost 1,100 gold during that last exchange while giving 2,200 gold advantage to JWF. Experience change, you can see a big leap in experience here in JWF. They are now sitting they actually got 6,000 experience points during that last team fight. And if we look at the experience difference, it is actually reflected there. We see 4,000 experience difference, 4,000 experience advantage there for JWF, and the 5,000 advantage is gold. TP coming in from Center Warner gets caught in the Macro Pyre and Ice Path, and the Center Warner will fall before he's able to pop his ultimate. TP coming in from, I think this is Temper Assassin. I think this is somebody. I wasn't able to check who. Was it the Shadow Shaman? Oh no, the TPs were cancelled. And they will have to sacrifice their tier 2. And obviously, since they are in such an advantage, JWF will be transitioning to the top lane and move to take this tower down. Okay, wonderful play there from JWF. Okay, so now we see at the top lane there, push coming in from JWF, but they won't proceed with the tier 3 tower, and I think they will just go back to farming a little bit. If we look at the itemization, Pandaren the Brewmaster now has Aghanims, which means that the Brewlings now carry over the skills from the original Brewmaster, which is actually a lot. I mean, we're now looking at lots and lots of burst damage coming in from Brewmaster, and lots of annoying skills coming in from Brewmaster. Even if the Brewmaster is in Brewling mode, he has skills of the original Brewmaster. So you have the Thunderclap, the Drunken Haze, all carried over to the Brewlings, which is actually big. And now here, we actually see Viper going in for an Aghanims as well. He's now sitting at Ogre Axe and Point Booster, so that's just 2,000 left. If we look at, is it on the way in the career? Yes, so we see the Viper already has the Aghanim Scepter upgrade going his way. Meanwhile, Dimitrov is just waiting for the right time. I think it's going for a BKB. He has the Yasha up, but was not able to continue with the Mansa yet because of all the team fights that they have been losing recently. I mean, yeah, they were able to gain some advantage during a couple of team fights, but overall, JWF is just leading with the kills, you know. And now that they have the Aegis up on who actually took the Aegis. Now that they have the Aegis on the was it the Brewmaster? Okay, while they have the Aegis on the Legion Commander, this is going to give them, you know, the courage to step up and just dive into the lanes. And that Legion Commander, by the way, has 74 damage on him, roughly a couple of Demon Edge, and just takes down Shadow Shaman a couple of strikes, and that's big. And as expected, Legion Commander might actually fall here because of that dive in, but no, she is actually playing around with a more Legion and just surviving, is actually sustaining the his HP here, getting meld strike upon by Dimitrov, and during that all the chaos has been happening. Three other heroes from Smile actually falling, and now Ancient Apparition falls as well, and only TA Temper Assassin is alive. Will Temper Assassin be able to survive? No, and obviously Legion Commander taking down the Mega Click streak. He's now sitting at 88 damage. Again, this is so much damage for one hero to carry outside the inventory, giving him room to buy more damage items. Okay, so Viper with that Aghanim upgrade has his ultimate on cooldown, and just wow, Shadow Shaman just giving another damage boost there for Legion Commander. We're now looking at 102 damage for Legion Commander. Sorry, I keep coughing. I should actually bleep those moments when I upload these as VODs. Anyway, so here at the bottom lane, they're not going to continue with the push. JWF going to finish this game immediately. And mind you guys, if JWF takes this game, this is the end of our series for tonight, because they already have a 1-game advantage since Smile was not able to come in during the 15-minute call time. Okay, so Ice Path coming in from Jackiro there, locking the Wraith King down. Wraith King doesn't have his ultimate yet, sitting at level 14, doesn't have the maximum, the most efficient cooldown time for his ultimate there, but they were able to take down the Legion Commander. The question is, will they be able to survive the onslaught of the Brewmaster and the Viper? So this Viper actually falls to the Shadow Shaman, auto attacks at the Ancient Apparition, and now Setarwarner pops his ultimate chasing down the Jackiro here, and that Jackiro is dead. I don't even have to look at that section of the map to know what happened to him. So almost a takedown there for the melee barracks, and to be honest, they should have actually focused on that instead. I believe Legion Commander being a little bit overzealous there during that last team fight, going in, not expecting the amount of damage that can also come in from the Temper Assassin Center Warner. So a little bit of overestimation of themselves there for JWF. Whew. Okay, so this Brewmaster is just sitting at a ridiculous amount of gold. He's sitting at 2,100 gold and has a Blink Dagger, has Aghanim, everything that he needs. So everything that he buys from this point on are more or less luxury items. You know, and I'm not saying this because they actually already won the game. It's because they are already at a big advantage, taking down the middle racks and taking down the tier 3 tower at the bottom, that I can say that Brewmaster already has everything that he needs to finish this game. Okay, so Vengeful Spirit has a Morbid Mask. Is this going to be a Vladimir's Vengeful Spirit? You know, just to give an additional damage boost to Legion Commander, and that's going to give him a ridiculous amount of damage. Legion Commander is sitting at 107 plus 103 damage, and if he activates the armlet, it's going to give an additional 31, and a percentage of that base damage will also be increased if this Vengeful Spirit finishes the Vlads that I believe she might be planning to pull. Now we see JWF going to the top lane, and they're going to take the tier 3 tower at the top instead. So what the biggest problem with Smile right here is, if you noticed, there was at the time where the Shadow Shaman had the Master Pen towards on the offensive. And that's actually, you might say it's not a big deal, but it is. Because if you have Shadow Shaman's strength comes in 2 forms: push capabilities and utility. And if you have the Shadow Shaman not doing both at the same time, that's not an efficient shaman. So essentially, you only have half of a hero working on your end of the team. Okay, so Vengeful Spirit indeed going for the Vlads, and wow, the Brewmaster has the Refresher Orb, and this is big. Once it pops his ultimate, goes for the refresher and pops his ultimate once more. There's just no stopping to how many skills the Brewlings can pop on top of the enemy. There's so much burst damage. That's a couple of thunderclaps from the Earth Spirit, is it? And a couple of Drunken Haze from the Storm Spirit. Oh no, what do you call it? The Wind Spirit? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's the blue one. It's the blue one, I believe. Sorry for that. I keep coughing. Okay, so this tower may actually fall. And one other thing that that Smile has to worry about is the Jack Hero liquid fire. Oh, Dimitrov gets caught in the ice path, and this is actually dangerous. Brewmaster goes in, the Thunderclap goes in for his ultimate, and now this is going to be ridiculously big. Okay, and indeed, the Thunderclap is indeed with the Earth. And where are the other Brewlings there? Okay, for the Storm, we have the Drunken Haze. And then another round coming in, because the skills are already in cooldown, this Wraith King will fall. Not enough lives, the Wraith King. You need more lives for you to survive. And during that last team fight, 2 heroes have already fallen. 3 now with the Ancient Apparition, including the Centaur War Runner. So only this Wraith King is alive. And this is just a complete, well done execution there from Jonas with friends. And to be fair with Smile, they did not lose this game just like that, quite immediately. I mean, they were able to put up a good fight. It's just a matter of execution with their lineup that they had a little bit of a little bit of shortcomings. Brewmaster now walking away. Did he use his refresher orb during that last team fight? Yes, he did. So it's going to be another couple around 3 minutes more before you will be able to see double Brewlings in the next in any team fight soon. This Jacker is well fed. A Jacker with a blink dagger and a 4-staff is someone you should fear. I mean, can you just imagine an ice path blinking right smack right in your face? It's very, very hard to evade. And since JWF was able to win that last team fight, it's going to be a big bump there in their net worth. We see a 15,000 gold advantage, whereas we see a 10,000 experience advantage going the way of Jonas with friends. And if you look at the net worth, the top 3 positions are now, again, it's been sustained by the Panda, the Brewmaster, the LC, and the Viper. And just now they were able to take the Wraith King down. That's additional damage there for Legion Commander, now sitting at 130 damage. But unfortunately, a bad turn of events there. Brewmaster actually fell during that last team fight, and this Legion Commander is in the Age of Time, blinks out to safety for Assassin, was able to take down the Venge Spirit, is now facing off with the Viper. Will she be able to take down Viper? It's not really somebody you should take, what do you call this? Take lightly. Now, Brewmaster going in on top of the Wraith King. He knows that the Wraith King doesn't have any skills yet. It's all on cooldown, and now Scrub Dora with a BKB goes in for the kill on the Wraith King. It was actually a 5-4 engagement with a buyback coming in from Brewmaster. So if you look at the fight recap, we see Smile actually going on top of that last team fight. They did win that last team fight, and just a big 2,000 gold deficit there for JWF. But JWF is sitting at 15,000 gold. Doesn't really matter that much. And now they are now transitioning to a push at the bottom lane. Zero comes in with the Ice Blast support coming from Ancient Apparition. Dimitrov now has the ulti buff coming from Centaur Warren. And this Stepper Assassin just melts the Viper during that last engagement. And Brewmaster is forced to go back. And this is something that I've been telling you about, guys. Yes, indeed, Legion Commander, the Brewmaster, and the Viper did get a lot of harm during the early to mid game, but Wraith King and Stepper Assassin are essentially heroes that actually scale well as the game progresses. So if this goes on, and they keep letting the Stepper Assassin go unchecked, who by the way now has a Demon Edge, and that Wraith King keep farming, is just moving towards a Assault Cuirass, it's going to be harder team fights for JWF. Although, well, we can argue that we have a Legion Commander dealing 130 damage, so that's something, which is actually true. But again, Smile is actually losing only in terms of execution. In terms of lineup, they can actually still win this game. So additional gold there coming in from the destruction of the Tier 1 tower, the top lane of the Dire team. We can see the net worth swing back, and almost 10,000 gold retrieved and claimed back by Smile. And just now they were able to take the Legion Commander, who was taking the Roche, tackling the Roche on his own. Now Dimitrov is in danger here. He's alone. He's getting Ice Path. Center Warner ultimate coming in. Wraith King here is with a BKB popping it out. He has the Wraith Fire Blast. Why is he not throwing it? Oh yeah, okay. So the Viper has the BKB, shielding him from any further magic damage there. Wraith King has his ultimates now sitting at what, level 18. So this Viper is in danger of dying. Shadow Shaman ultimate used with a Melt Strike coming in from the Templar Assassin. Oh, wow, wonderful. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but it seems that the Brewmaster was able to take down Center Warner with his damage there. And the Legion Commander, I believe, was there. Actually, the Legion Commander just died once again. Okay, so now Vengeful Spirit is out of position. Boulder was hurled on top of Smile. Does he have enough wonderful mana management there from the Brewmaster? Popping the Refresher using Arcane Boots to give him enough mana for the next round of Brewlings, and now it's a 4-4-3 exchange in favor of I don't know, it's actually quite a, I don't know, it's hard to tell because it's actually 4-4-4 if you count the Wraith King Resurrection. And now Brewmaster isn't done yet. He wants to go on top of the Wraith King. He knows that the ultimate won't go, is still in cooldown, so he just want to go with the auto attacks. The Drunken Brawl is going to give him a big advantage in this team fight. Force Staff coming in from the Ancient Apparition, giving the Wraith King more damage to go down on this Brewmaster. Getting hexed by the Shadow Shaman. This Brewmaster is dead. Just being a little bit too overconfident, overextending his reach during that team fight. And now the Roche is for Smile to get. This is one of the most heavily contested Roche pits I've ever seen in this series, and now they're going back there with the Shadow Shaman, the Wraith King. But we have 3 heroes coming in from JWF, Hex on top of the Viper. Viper now going to planning to prey upon the Wraith King. Wraith King pops his BKB after the Viper Strike, rendering Viper Strike useless. Legion Commander pops in with his 323 damage. It's a ridiculous amount of damage there. I think it's because of the Vlad's aura. Yeah, it's because of the Vlad's aura. And just taking one hero at a time there. 4 heroes dead for a single hero there in favor of JWF. And now it's looking at 35 to 46 in favor of JWF. Gold advantage. We're talking about 1,900 gold won by JWF during that last team fight, and around 1,400 gold lost for Smile. So let's look at the net worth graph. We see that net worth wise, that the graph did actually bounce back towards evening out during the last few minutes, but because of the last team fight, net worth is now moving towards south, which means Dire is now taking back what they lost during that last team fight. And now we see, and this is actually at bottom, a lost bottom ranks for me. Wraith King is still down. Does he have a buyback? Let's look at the buyback status. Okay, Center Warrunner doesn't have any buyback there. Still doesn't have the gold there, but we see the Wraith King does going in for the buyback. But I think JWF disengaged and just takes a step back before re-engaging. If they take 5 seconds more, okay, just a second more, there you go. Center Warrunner is also alive. So this is a full lineup going against JWF. However, they do have the Aegis of the Immortal, so that's something that they have going for them. Excuse me. And the Brewmaster Refresher Orb is in cooldown in more or less 15 seconds. Shadow Shaman is forced to use his wards offensively once more. Viper taking down the wards one by one, taking away the defensive capabilities of this bottom lane. Dimitrov going in with the Melt Strikes on the Viper, but just wonderful ultimate chaos happening right now. Legion Commander blinks in, takes down the Shadow Shaman, gains a little bit more damage. Now sitting at 162 with 274 damage. Vengeful Spirit did fall, so the damage of the Templar Assassin won't reach 300. But the Templar Assassin out of position, Ice Path coming in from Jack Hero, and the Storm Spirit and the Storm Ruling just taking Dimitrov out of position and just dying to the immolation. Templar Assassin is dead. It's now the base is left to the hands of the Ancient Apparition and Center Warner. Brewmaster going in quite bravely there on the Ancient Apparition near the fountain, going up the high ground. And now the bottom racks is going to fall. JWF executing a wonderful team fight here, and they're now actually planning to finish the game. Okay, so again, Smile. If you're wondering if there are any other games after this, there won't be, because Smile was late during the 10 p.m. Excuse me, Smile was late for the 10 p.m. call time, and that gave actually JWF a one match advantage. Okay, so this is GG. JWF takes the series, and they will be actually winning and taking the tonight's series once again. JWF now sitting undefeated in the Gold League, and I wonder who would actually face JWF next. It's up to engine. It's up for our engine to decide. Okay, wonderful play there, guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday with we're still trying to let me check the schedule. See you guys on Thursday between Stay in School. It's a team for